Hi everyone, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles. We're here with a fun one-page wonder, so welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. So let me show you what we're going to make. This one is made starting with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and I'm using my Dragonfly Junk Journal kit, but it has this beautiful pocket on the front. You can use any paper that makes you happy, so I'm just showing you with this one. And I made some fun elements using the kit. Everything will be okay. That's one of my handwritten words kits. I will link these in the description for you guys in case you're interested. This little partial page, isn't it cute? Has this side pocket with a little tiny journaling card. And then here's another tuck spot. It says good things will happen, and I believe that. And then this one opens like this. We have a nice journaling spot and then another nice roomy pocket with a tag. So it's easy, and I am going to show you guys how to make it. I think it's cute, and I hope you do too. So get your piece of paper. Now this one, when I trimmed it down, I ended up with 10 1/4 by 7 3/4. Usually it's about 8, but I was struggling, I think, when I was trimming it to get it straight. So it'll work and it's fine. Now, where I'm going to fold this paper is based on the image that I'm going to have on the front. So I'll give you the measurements after I've done it, but this will show you how you can use any paper that you have, and it can tweak it just a little bit. I'm kind of looking at this one. Okay, so this one may be a tiny bit different size. So the first thing and I printed just a neutral paper on the back. And you can use scrapbook paper, whatever you want. Just start with a rectangle. This is going to be the front of my little folio. So again, I'm just looking at this image to kind of decide how do I want it to look. There we go. And then I am going to fold this one. Fold this one back to match this edge. So let me show you that again. So I've made the first fold, and then this piece I want to fold back to line up here the best I can. And again, we'll try to go straight. And this one, by design, is a little bit shorter so that everything tucks in here the way I want it to. Okay? So hopefully we're good. Okay, so there we go. Now, to give you a measurement, in case you want to do yours exactly like mine, I folded it at 3 1/2, so you could score yours at 3 1/2, and it's right at 7. So 3 1/2 and 7 if you have this size piece of paper and want to play along using my measurements. Please don't feel you have to, though. Okay, now we are going to cut this, and again, I'm going to use the image to help me, but here's the trick. I want this portion to be larger than this portion. Do you see how this pocket fits on here? And so this portion I cut to 3 3/4, and then that left a 4 1/4 portion. So a 1/2 inch difference. So we just want to make sure, and if it's not going to work that way, we can trim some off of the bottom here. So that'll be, if I leave the little piece there, 3 7/8 maybe. And this one, so this one's pretty close. So I think what I'm going to do, let me just show you, is I'm going to chop it off where I want to at the top of this image. This will be the base of my folio. I hope this isn't confusing you, but I'm going to chop it off. Now I know I want this portion to be a little smaller, and look, it's not. So I'm just going to come over here and chop it off. So now I have something that looks like this with a little bit of a difference. Okay, that's what I want. So my pieces ended up being, this one ended up being 3 1/2 inches tall, and this one ended up being 3 7/8 inches. The original one was 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So it just depends on the paper you choose and the image you choose. Okay. All right, you just need 2 pieces of paper like this. Now, we have our base of our folio. And this one is actually going to end up like this. So this is going to be the base of the folio. So have it where you have your 3 sections, and then the one on the right, this is just going to slide right over it, just like that. And this is going to make that front pocket. Now don't glue anything yet, because I want to show you what else we're going to do. When you open it up, you then have these pieces. Now I decided I wanted to chop mine down, right? Because I want this page, this pocket to be, you know, however deep, and then this little flippy page. So I want the entire image on the front, and I want to chop off a portion of this page. So I'm going to use my ruler, and I'm going to say I want my partial page to be 2 1/4 inches. So I'm just going to come up 2 1/4 inches and make a mark, and now I'm going to draw a line right to this score line. Okay, so I just made 2 little marks so that I can hopefully draw a straight line using my pencil. So I can always erase it if I need to. And now we're just going to take our scissors and we're going to cut out this, sorry, we were going to cut out this section. Don't cut out the bottom section. So cut right along the line. Right up to the score line. And then right at the score line. All right, now we have this piece if you need it and want to use it for something else. All right, so again, you have your base of your folio laid out like I showed you. We're going to use this section to the right. And this is going to get glued down as a pocket. And on this side, this is going to get glued as a pocket, and this is going to become our flippy page. Now, I made this one more narrow, right? See, this one was a wider one. It just, you know, it just really depends on what you choose to do, okay? But I'm okay with that. Now, before I glue everything, I am going to add some ink because it will be easier to ink before I glue. I hope you like the project. If you do, please give the video a thumbs up and let me know what you think. If you haven't already, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that little notification button so you can play along and join us. We have a lot of fun. If you're one of my returning viewers, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. We have a lot of fun, and I love hearing your comments or reading your comments. And yeah, it means a lot to me, so thank you. Right now, when you're watching this, my giveaway is still live. If you have not entered, there is a video, and it has a giveaway in the title, and you need to watch that video to learn how to enter. It's pretty simple, but that is the video you have to go watch to find out. And yes, it's because I'm wanting people to go watch the video. Every little bit helps, right? Okay, but it's going to be a fun giveaway. It's a full lap-size journal made with a little golden book, two little golden books, 2 Bugs Bunnies. And then I'm also putting in some fun bits and pieces, ribbon, lace, papers, and things that I use and things that I found on my trip when I was yard sailing. Okay, here we go. Back to, we're at the front, right? I'm going to go ahead and fold this over so that I know it is exactly where I want it. Okay. And I do want it coming to the bottom because this is a nice tall pocket on the front. I'm going to hold it with my finger. I'm going to use my white glue. And I'm going to do glue because I want this to be a pocket. So along this side, along this side and along the bottom. All right, and this is Lineco brand PVA glue. I get it on Amazon. It's in my Amazon storefront if you want to take a look. And I just put it in these little bottles because it makes it so much easier to work with. All right, there's our front. Now turn it over. This is also a pocket. So open it up and you want to put glue. I mean, it doesn't matter if you do which side, but right along that score line and again along the bottom. And now close her up. This piece you keep loose. All right. Fun, 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 fun. Okay. And it folds up nicely. So there is the base of your folio. Now, I'm going to show you the other pieces that I used to make it look like this. And I also used some washi tape. Oh my gosh. I keep saying I'm going to get out a different set of washi tape. This one is not over where my other ones are, and I use this one all the time. It's by IB and it's the vintage style. But I discovered I think it goes so well with this paper kit, so it stayed out and we're using it today. So I had fun. I used a piece here, here, and then along these pockets to decorate. We could put some on the tags and this pocket too if we wanted to. Okay, so this is the tag that goes here. So let me show you how I made this pocket, and this piece right here. All right. So in the kit, there is this envelope. And if you haven't guessed, we are going to use this portion and this portion in this project. So I didn't cut it out ahead of time because I wanted you to see that, and I'm cutting on these inside lines, and I am going to use my little teeny tiny corner rounder. So I'm just going to cut it, you know, like a rectangle, and then I will get those corners rounded. All right. So this is going to become part of that flip page in the tuck spot. And this is going to become the side pocket. I think you guys know I love to use elements from kits in different ways. Of course, I like just using it as an envelope too, but you really can get creative. And it's so fun to see people work with the same paper kit and all the different ideas and the things people make. Now you can save this and use it for, you know, a little tuck spot or something else later. Okay, I have this little guy. I'm gonna go around and round these. So it's a pretty simple side pocket. And then this one, I'll show you how we're gonna use it on our little partial page. Okay, so let's ink this one and glue it down first because it's super simple. And of course we can decorate it. I think I just put a strip of washi and maybe a punched circle or something. All right, and I'm gonna put it right here on this page. Now on my other folio, this page wasn't quite as wide just because of how I folded it with my image. Doesn't matter, it works. And that's what I wanted you guys to see, is it really does work. So if you have other journal kits and you like the pages that are kind of the signature pages, this might be a fun project to try and see how it works for you. Okay, so that one's there. Now this one, I folded right where there's almost a line there. I just folded it. Oh gosh, I did not get that corner rounded well at all. I don't know what's going on. It looks like somebody gnawed on it. Let's see if we can fix it real quick. All right, that's a little bit better. All right, add some ink. Now, you're gonna see that when we go to attach it, we see some white, and I'm gonna show you how I fixed that. So this is gonna get attached on this little page like this. And I just glued it down here and did that washi tape feature. So we'll do the same thing, but I guess you could leave this side open too. And then on this side, I left this whole portion open as a tuck spot, but I don't want to see that right there. Okay, so I'm going to open it up and I'm going to add a piece of washi tape back here. So I didn't print on both sides. And if you want to print on both sides, you know, go for it. But I didn't. And so this is how I fixed it. So I'm just going to add a little strip. I let it go over that edge because we'll trim it out. And guys, I do have a link for the Ivy website because I am an affiliate with them. And if you use my link and my you can use my coupon and get a percentage off. And then of course it helps me. I get a few pennies when you make a purchase. So thank you. If you don't need washi tape, don't worry about it, but it is there if you want to look at it. Okay, so now when I attach this right here, look, we don't see the white and it looks pretty to me. All right, let's make sure I have that inked the way I want it. Okay, now you do have to be careful when you're gluing this down because you don't want to close up your pocket on this side. So I only want glue really on this portion right here, not up here. So that's how I do it. I put the glue there and then I just fold that around. And if I didn't come over enough, you know, just slide a little glue under there. It's all good. All right. Now on this side, we are only going to add glue along here and here. And that is going to leave us this entire piece as a little tuck spot. Look at that. Yay. And we can decorate this if we want to. Look. Okay, so we'll let the glue dry, but now we have a tuck spot here and a tuck spot here. Now let me show you how I made the one back here. There is this, or there's several of them, but I picked this one. These coin envelopes. Now you could just cut this portion out and glue it down and make a pocket, but I went ahead and folded it up, and then I'll show you what I did. So I'm gonna just quickly score to make it a little bit easier for me to fold. And you know, if you're not super precise with your cutting or your folding, these sometimes, this is the one I'm missing, these sometimes, you know, don't fold up the best, but you can do a little extra trimming and it usually works out. So we'll see how I did. I think I did okay. Now, once I have it folded together, and I know I want it to be a pocket, so I can glue it together, and then I'm just gonna chop it off. And then I have this nice roomy pocket, okay? So that was the method to the madness on this one. So I'm not worrying about inking it yet or anything. I am just going to glue that to that. Make sure you didn't glue your envelope closed. I'm gonna glue the bottom. Try to keep the glue on the paper pan. All right, this part doesn't matter. It's going to get chopped off. So, and of course you don't have to do it this way, but again, I'm gonna use the image to help me decide where I wanna chop it. You can save that if you want to. Add a little ink. So it's kind of like having, you know, a pocket that's the right width with some gussets, you know, it's just a little bit roomier pocket. I am going to just glue the entire back, stick it down. The other thing this does is it gives the back of this folio, this paper, you know, a little more structure, which is kind of nice too. Bring that down towards the bottom. All right, how are we doing? Oh, I'm having fun. I don't know about you guys. Okay, let's do some washi tape. Now again, this one was wider And I did 3 strips, but we'll just see. We'll just see what we want to use and what we think. Oh, and I also did a sentiment, a word, some words. So let's pick out our words first so we know which ones, you know, what space it's going to take up. How about, I'm going to do one on this pocket and one on this pocket. So I'm going to use today's a good day and believe in yourself, or be grateful every day. I don't know. We'll cut all 3 and I'll decide here in just a second. But I don't want to use good day and every day. So I'm going to use believe in yourself. And then here, we'll just do be grateful every day. I know, sometimes I have to really think through these things, y'all. Okay. And you can use like the tear ruler or just, you know, a regular ruler and tear these. If you're careful, they look cute with some different edges. There's all kinds of things you can do. My watch, it's early in the morning, or fairly early, and my watch is telling me, oh, well, I guess it's already 10, that I have not been active enough today. So I am going to, I don't know, I got my craft room at 6 o'clock this morning. I am going to go for a walk after I film this video. Promise. Promise, promise, promise. Okay. So now I have be grateful every day and believe in yourself. That's going to go on this one. I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down. So I didn't do as much on this pocket. And then we'll just pick a washi to go with it and be done with this one. So again, I think these look really fun. I didn't use any with the gold accents last time. Let's do that on this one. Make this one a little different. And of course I picked one a little wider too, but I think it's going to fit pretty. All right, it's picking up some of the grays and stuff, I think, there. And now on this one, I want to believe in yourself. I'm gonna put it towards the bottom like I did on the other one. And then we'll see what room we have. La-di-da, la-di-da. I could pick one of the wider ones and just do one strip, but I thought kind of using multiples looked interesting. So let's go with this one. All right, if I do those 2, that's all we can fit. Or I could do the flowers and one of these. I really like the gold. Maybe we'll do a different gold here and these wavy lines. Why not? We'll be different. I discovered I really do like those wavy lines. I didn't think that was going to be my jam, and now I like them. Okay, and I'm coming all the way over. The washi tape is thin enough that this will still fold okay, and I just like that. And it's pretty straight enough. It just kind of takes your paper, and again, depending on what people do, it can look completely different. Depending on how we decorate, right? Okay, so that was fun. And then, yeah, I like that. Let's go here. Now, I've already made to go in this pocket. I already made just a sweet little tuck. Ooh, he may be too long. Again, I made it based on the measurements of the other one. This one's a little different, but I think it'll be okay. I know I don't want it to get jammed up, so I'm going to just trim another little sliver off. It doesn't really change the little card that I made. And this was just from one of the pockets, I believe. And I just cut it out and folded it and made a little journaling card. So now with the elements too, we can use the stamps, we can use these, and I'm going to punch a circle for this pocket right here. And let's see. And maybe a piece of washi too. So I'm just going to use one of these labels. And of course I could cut the label out too, but let's just get a circle. The other one, I used a smaller circle, I believe, but I like this. And we'll put a little piece of washi under it just to bring a little bit of an accent out. Which one? I couldn't decide between this one and the one that had more of a white background, but we'll go with this one. I'm going to bring it kind of to the left. And of course you can cut your washi if you don't like having the little torn edges. Depending on my project, I do both. Okay. And I am going to be careful not to glue my pocket closed. I'm going to offset that and let it hang over. So if there's not anything in here, you still have a fun little decoration. Okay. Oh, and I want a piece up here to, make it look like a little intentional journaling spot, which it is. I don't want it that long. That's the beauty. I haven't pushed this down hard yet. Oh no, but it grabbed, didn't it? That happens. Okay, so what do? I have an idea. That doesn't really bother me, but if it bothers you or you just want something else, we could put a little one there, or we can go with a smaller circle and probably take up less of our journaling spot and just put it right there. Be careful. I could have, I guess, restuck the washi over top of it, but I didn't, and I wanted it to be a little bit shorter. So no harm, no foul. There we go. Now we have a different shape. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, love it. Now, we've made ephemera lots of times. I will show you the pieces that I've made, but I did go ahead and make some for this one off camera so you can see how cute this one looks stuffed. I think we'll have to add some ribbon to a few pieces. But this little card fits in here nicely. And I'm just gonna put a little, I have these fussies cut out, so we'll just stick them there as well. And then I'm gonna put one of my tags here. I already have something in there. I made this shape tag with one of the journal pages. Put him there. And then we'll have this one in the front pocket. Now, I want to do some ribbon. And then I think we're going to be done. Do you guys love it? Oh my gosh. I love this little page. It just makes me happy. Okay, so I definitely want to put ribbon on these two. So what I did on this one, oh gosh, this one I just glued down and tied a bow on the front. And then this one, I pulled it through the hole. Again, personal preference and how you want to do it. Let me think. Let me think. That's a flower. I didn't use this kind of yellow one. This would be pretty. Gosh, talk about strings. I've been really into tearing fabric and tearing my sari silk ribbons, and now this, or everything is just doing this to me, and I know it's just part of it, but goodness, it doesn't really bother me. Some people, this makes them crazy, so that tearing fabric to make ribbon might not be your thing. Let's see. This color is also pretty. So I'm kind of, I don't know why I'm being drawn towards a little bit lighter colors. I think this, so if I put this ribbon on this tag, I think it's going to look really pretty with that color. So let's do another one where we just tie a bow. Ooh. Sometimes bows fight me, and sometimes they're super easy. It kind of just depends. And if I'm on camera, it's almost sure to fight me. Okay, this one, I didn't leave the tails quite as long. Yeah, that'll be cute. And it still looks, the color looks pretty here. And I'm just using one of my glue dots. I don't have my hot glue gun plugged in. But if you really push those down, unless you try to pull it off, it's not going to come off. Or that's been my experience. Okay, now for this one that's going to go here, let's punch the hole out. And then we could set an eyelet, but I'm not going to right now. And I'm going to use this yellow. And where I placed the holes on these tags, it's, you know, it's a little bit of distance, so you do need a little bit longer piece of ribbon. Whoops. But I like it like that, so that's why I did it, right? But it is something to think about. Part of the reason I like it is I tend to sometimes be a little too rough, and I tear that part of the tag, and this just gives me less chance of that happening. There we go. Cute. It's a little silly with that sticking out like that, but I can shorten it a touch. I did on the other one. Here we go. Not quite as crazy, but it still looks cute. Okay. I hope you guys love this one-page wonder. I know I do. Again, great gift, great alternative to a greeting card, great to send as happy mail, give to a friend, all the things. So there you go. Be grateful every day. I am grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon. Take care.